wants another episode of the world's greatest news and reviews.
Giving you opinions about nerd stuff is our superpower.
I'm Captain Mao.
And I'm your boy, T. Crawler.
And I'm Weapon 2, and this is episode 32. I'm down with the TWG crew. I'm also Team Grogu.
Nice. Well done, sir. See, I thought when you said episode 32, it was going to end there. And it was going to be just short and sweet. And I was going to give you shit for not having as long a rap.
Right.
You proved me wrong.
Congratulations, Weapon 2.
The moral of this story is I will never doubt you again.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Grogu, right?
Grogu. Is this little fella's name? Hey, little fella.
Spoilers if you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2, episode, whatever that was. By this time,
it was chapter 13.
Chapter 13. So it'll be like
episode 5.
Like 2 episodes ago. At this point, this will be up. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. We got some thoughts, kids, about that episode. But before we get there, T. Crawler, Weapon 2, how the hell are you guys?
I'm good. Real good. Glad to be back.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
What?
Don't. If you start making this a habit, you're going to get people excited.
Wow.
Don't want to do that.
I'm not trying to talk shit.
I am impressed.
But he was about 2 hours late, but whatever.
Why do you have to really?
I'm going to cut it out. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Everybody else.
It's okay. It's okay. We're happy you're here, and we have some fun stuff to talk about. We are going to start this episode by talking about some breaking news, and I don't know why this wasn't a bigger deal. Like, so a few different places reported on it.
Yes.
But okay, so everybody knows that Disney Plus is making a Hawkeye series. Right?
Yes, that is correct.
And it is in production, and there were rumors a while back circulating that Hailee Steinfeld. Steinfeld? That's how you say it.
Steinfeld, yes.
Nailed it. First try. Was in talks to play Kate Bishop. Now, nothing was ever actually confirmed, right? Nothing actually came out as official word from Marvel or Disney themselves. I don't believe.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, at the time of this filming, yesterday, pictures surfaced online, set photos from a New York subway of Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton and Hailee Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, like running around together. She had a bow, everything. It looked really good. I'll put the images up for you guys. So kind of like randomly confirming out of nowhere that she is indeed Kate Bishop.
Well, Captain Mal in the biz, this is the way we like to do things. What we do is we try to pretend it's a secret and we don't want anybody to know, but then we leak it.
Right.
And then it creates a buzz.
That's the thing.
And then everybody goes, holy cow, wait, did we get some secret information that we were supposed to know? Everybody, did you see this? Does anybody know about this?
And then you get 2-bit operations like us podcasting, talking about it, thinking we found some shit out.
And we did.
Well, we did. Well, I mean,
just like everybody else did, though. Yeah.
Look, I did some investigative reporting, and I found out that indeed happened.
Yes. We've done some good work here.
I did some reading
we
before.
did some good work.
Before all this.
Right.
And I know one of the reasons that they didn't announce it, confirm it, is because the character playing Kate, or the actress playing Kate Hailee.
Playing Kate Hailee?
Kate Bishop,
yes.
Hailee.
Right.
Yeah.
She's also she's a singer also, but she didn't want to be typecast in a certain role and be that just known as that character, because then this particular article went into further talking about how extensive the MCU contracts are, and how much more extensive they're going to be because of the shows intertwining with the movies, and
they're locking them up,
vice versa. So she wasn't sure at first if she wanted to continue, like, just to be this character and be like, okay, there's a lot of commitment to go into this. So that was a while ago. Before
I was about to say, so my question was going to be, did you research this after these pictures were posted?
No, this was before.
So I was like, you were this close to sounding like the dude that's like, hey guys, I knew about this thing all along. I just didn't say anything.
No.
I hate that guy so much.
No, I don't want to be that guy.
All right, but hey, so Kate Bishop, that's exciting. So first of all,
she's a good actress, though.
Yeah, we'll get into the character, but she's a great actress.
She's a great actress. Yeah. Everything that I've seen her in, I think she does a good job.
Even movies that I haven't particularly liked, Bumblebee, she has been kind of the saving grace. Also, kids, please silence your cell phones. It's really rude to go into a movie theater or a podcast and not have those things.
The last time,
off.
that was an anomaly.
Yeah. I mean, through the magic of editing, we can get rid of anything.
That's right.
But I like you guys to be here when we make mistakes, so you could experience our growth. Because one day, we're going to be good at this. Episode, 80. I'm gonna guess. Anyway, you're right, Weapon 2. She's great in pretty much anything that she's in. She's usually the saving grace of a bad movie, but when she's in a good movie, she's very good. So I think we're all happy with this casting, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for stuff to start happening.
Ready for it? Yeah. Me too, man.
So I love Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. I think we all do. I think he's very underrated in the MCU movies. We're excited to see him in his own show. I think this format's gonna lend itself to this character specifically very well. Kind of like Falcon and Winter Soldier. That said, I myself don't know that much about Kate Bishop. I don't know about you, T. Crawler.
No, I don't either.
I know cursory information about her, but this is why, kids, you have someone like Weapon 2 on your team. You have a Marvel expert that could break it down and let you know what's going on.
Marvel expert.
Well, thanks, Captain Mal. I'm not really an expert in anything.
Oh, sure you are.
But I do know a little bit about
You're an expert in my heart.
I am a huge Marvel fan. I did know a bit about Kate Bishop. Not a whole ton of it. I haven't read a lot of comic books with her in it. Also, something I did look into for this was I looked into the Young Avengers because she was part of the Young Avengers. So I can tell you a little bit about them too. But anyways, so the story with Kate Bishop is she's from a very wealthy, affluent family with lots of money. She is a situation where in like a park, Central Park, some park here, she gets horribly assaulted, lots of trauma. I'm not going to go into it, but it was a horrible assault. She decided that she needed to figure out how to start defending herself. She doesn't have any superpowers, but she starts learning how to fight. She becomes proficient with a bow and arrow, a sword, fighting, boxing, martial arts, all kinds of good stuff like that. Becomes a very good fighter. She winds up, I think, in one storyline, somebody, she's like at her sister's wedding, and they get attacked by some evildoers. I can't remember. And they wind up, the Young Avengers come, and they get their ass handed to them, and she has to save them, which is amazing.
Wow.
So she becomes a member of the Young Avengers. She is the Batman for the Young Avengers because, of course, she has to bankroll.
The non-superpowered one saving him, but I don't know if she was... Oh, yeah, the rich, too.
Yeah. She's also a huge fan. I think one time Hawkeye had saved her in a situation, so she became a big Hawkeye fan. So at some point, Captain America tells her to take over the mantle of Hawkeye. She becomes a Hawkeye, and that's great with his blessing. And so she's Hawkeye for a little while. I don't know what more to say about her, other than we can go in a little bit because I never knew much about the Young Avengers. I knew a little bit about some of the characters, but when I looked into them, there's some cool characters.
So who is on the Young Avengers?
You have a guy named, I think his name's Hulkling. He is part half Skrull, half maybe like a Kree princess or something like that. Oh no, his dad is Marvel.
Oh,
and then so
he's got some power.
Yeah, and so then he's also part Skrull, so he can shapeshift, and he's like really super strong. All those good things. And then you have a guy named Patriot, who back in the day, like his grandfather or somebody was part of the super soldier serum thing, and so he's like a generations down from that. So he's like a Captain America type character. You have who else? Oh,
is my new favorite Marvel superhero on this that we talked about in our New Mutants review? He's a superhero by the name of Lull.
No, Lull's not on there.
Damn.
I haven't seen him. He might be
one of these days.
Yeah.
Did they mention America Chavez?
America
Chavez.
No, she's not. She wasn't on there in the renditions that I've seen. Okay. Some of the other characters was Hank Pym's daughter, or I think it's her daughter. Yes, his daughter is in there, and she's like been raised on Pym particles. She's probably been eating them ever since she was a kid, like lead paint chips or something. And so she's like, she can turn into giant. I think she does giant stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you have two other characters which are brothers, which are Scarlet Witch's sons, like maybe like she made them out of nothing. I don't know if they're like natural born. There might be cloney type kids. And one of them is Wiccan, and the other one I think is named Speed.
You know what I love about the Marvel universe or any comic universe really? It's just like you almost don't even have to be lucky enough to get superpowers. You just got to know someone who knows somebody who has superpowers, and then you're probably gonna get fucking superpowers.
Yeah, you might get it. Yeah, might get a little on you.
Get a little on you.
So I think Wiccan, he used to look like a Thor character in this, but I used to think that he was like a Thor, but I think he just does magic shit. And then you have Speed, who of course his uncle is Quicksilver. So he's fast guy.
Yeah.
So there. Oh no, I'm forgetting the kind of coolest. This is the coolest character. Is Iron Lad? I'm gonna say I'm probably wrong about that, but this is where this shit gets cool. One of their biggest villains that they fight is Kang the Conqueror
From the Ninja Turtles?
No.
Who am I thinking of from the Ninja Turtles?
I don't know who you're thinking about.
Who's the brain dude that lives in?
Isn't it Kang or something like that?
So I'm close.
Krang.
All right, sorry. You know what I did? I combined that and Call the Conqueror, that Kevin Sorbo's movie.
Listen to me, my friends.
Such a bad movie.
This is where it gets exciting.
Right.
So one of their villains is Kang the Conqueror, who's one of the biggest villains in Marvel. He's a big time traveling guy. He travels from every time that's ever existed, gathering information and knowledge and power to defeat people. But guess who? The Iron Lad, or whoever is, that is the young Kang the Conqueror. Before he became Kang the Conqueror, he came back from the future to be in the Young Avengers, and he wears like Iron Man suit.
That's some
kind of thing.
Paradoxical stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
I like that kind of stuff. I like it's in one of the newest Thor comics where there was like 3 different versions of him in time working together. One where it was like King Thor, normal Thor, and then the young one before he got the hammer.
Right.
And we got to see when he first became worthy and like called Mjolnir and got it. Like that was freaking amazing. So nice. A lot of
situations like that. I was like, we need a dry board back here so we can like.
So we could connect the dots and all that.
Yarn and strings. Hawkeye. When I was a kid, I didn't think he was a cool character. I thought he was like one of these characters. I was neither here nor there about Hawkeye, but he was always a leader. He's been a leader in the Avengers. He's been a leader in the West Coast Avengers. He's been a leader in a lot of different roles. So regardless of whether you think he's like a cool character, and he doesn't have superpowers and stuff like that, he's a character that becomes a leader in a lot of ways.
Yeah, my first exposure to Hawkeye was I think it was either a late 90s or an early 2000s Avengers animated series. I can't remember which one, but I remember it was after X-Men the animated series, the classic one, finished. And I remember Hawkeye was vastly different than he is like in these movies. He was almost like their Wolverine, like kind of a badass, kind of a lone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how representative that is in comics, because the dawns, I haven't read a lot of comics that have Hawkeye in them. So
well, he's in Avengers comics all the time. He's a mainstay for the Avengers.
The old Hawkeye didn't he have like an H on his?
Yeah.
H stands for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? What?
Yeah. H for Hawkeye. So yeah.
Might mean hero. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Purple and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Disney Plus show. I'm excited for any Disney Plus show.
I'm excited for everything that's happening. I'm excited that it's going to all tie together.
Yes, exactly.
We've never had, and I've been so excited and always wished for, this expanded universe that takes TV and movies and everything there is and wrap them all together.
Yes.
And these characters can go back and forth and interact with each other. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, but like mildly disappointed. And I know like things happened in the world that stopped it from happening, but it's like Disney Plus has been out for over a year and we've only gotten 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. We're like halfway into season 2 right now. Like I was promised all these Marvel shows and I've gotten none of them.
I think that this is what I think Disney, I think if you asked Disney right now what they should have done, they would have said, oh boy, we should have had a lot of stuff ready right at the beginning. But knowing what was going to happen, I think what happened was they were like, oh, let me tell you what, we're gonna release this stuff slow. There's no hurry. We'll just kind of do this as we go. They'll come around. They'll always be there. They're always gonna want something. And I think people were a little disappointed at the beginning. And I think what they did is they underestimated how kinds of people were wanting we want some new content up front. It doesn't have to be a bunch of stuff. We like a few things.
Well, I think what they wanted is they didn't want people to cancel that trial membership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get it done real quick, watch everything they wanted.
Yeah,
and be
but
done
they
with
got
it.
to understand is slow and steady wins the race, and they got to keep adding a little bit of stuff here.
I think also that some of the movies that were supposed to come out that were tying into these shows and vice versa
didn't come out. Timing,
right. Well, yeah, because we hit all this stuff, which was unforeseen. So in hindsight, they would have said, "Oh, we should have really had some stuff stacked up before this." But none of us knew this was going to happen.
True,
so
but I'm just throwing this out there. I have watched more different kinds of original series on HBO Max than I have Disney Plus. That said, none of those are as good as The Mandalorian. Mandalorian by itself.
What is this HBO Max?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not familiar with this. What is this?
Weapon 2
I've been hearing a lot
lives
about
in
it.
an alternate state of reality where HBO is not a thing because it's not on Roku.
No, I've heard all about HBO.
Right.
I know HBO.
Right.
This HBO Max.
I got this, kids.
Yeah.
So there's HBO.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with
box
HBO.
office.
Been around a long time since I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm familiar with HBO.
So then, once streaming services got introduced, they developed HBO Go.
Yo, yeah, I remember. I did some HBO Go. I know somebody who we should charge stuff. And HBO Go.
Then
familiar.
they made HBO. Wait for it. Now.
Now, yes, I know all about it.
Now,
HBO Now, yes, I could stream all that stuff. I had access to it on my devices. Yes, I had full access to everything we've talked about.
That's the biggest thing.
So now
having full access.
We share a Hulu, and I have access
right,
to
so you
some
can have
HBO
content via
I've
Hulu.
seen some stuff that says HBO Max on it on the Hulu.
Right. Well,
but
because
that's not what we're talking about here, are we?
So because any content now, because now there's HBO Max.
Right. I've heard about it. That's
also if you had HBO Now on your device, which you don't, it would have changed into HBO Max. And so now anything you see on Hulu will say HBO Max because it's on the HBO Max app, but it is not an HBO Max original. So you could have HBO Go or HBO Now, but it won't have HBO Max content.
Can I tell you, friend?
Yeah.
What I did have before was I had access to both HBO Go and HBO Now apps on my television before. There's one thing I don't have access to. Because I'm a stream. I do the Roku streaming. The Rokus. No HBO Max, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't even exist.
You know what? I was upset about that too because my TV, I have a smart TV and it's not on there either.
Yeah.
You guys are sweet kids. So I have Google Chromecast because I bow down to our Google overlords. Yes, because it's a Google phone. So you could have an HBO Max if you had the Googles. Anyway, I have watched more original series on HBO Max than I have on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Which is kind of odd because we mocked HBO Max so much when it first came out. That said, though, the series I've watched have been just okay. They're not anywhere near the League of Mandalorian, but I just quantity-wise have seen more original content on HBO Max as it stands.
I would love to see some HBO Max. That's what I'm saying. So people in the business, in the TV business, if there's some way that HBO and the Rokus and everybody can get together and make some type of a deal so we could make this happen.
Yeah,
I would appreciate it because you're not serving some customers.
How do you because how do you not get it on Roku? How do you not work out a deal with Roku? Because that is the majority of people stream on Roku.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's not happening right now. And I'm not happy about it.
They better figure this out by Christmas because you're going to miss Wonder Woman 84.
At the least.
You're going to miss Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. I'll watch it on your TV.
You're just going to show up on Christmas? Like I said, bro.
Yeah. I will.
Merry Christmas. Let's watch this Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day to me.
Okay.
But that said, like I said, Mandalorian is a much better show than anything on HBO Max in terms of original content. Hey, what was that? That sounded like a segue. So let's talk about The Mandalorian Season 2. This cute little guy on the table, if you're watching on the YouTubes, you'll see his name is Gogurt or some shit.
Grogu.
His name's Grogu. His name's Grogu.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Can't confirm.
Is he on Spaceballs?
He isn't. Can't confirm. His name is Grogu.
Yogurt.
And we know this because the latest episode, Chapter 13, spoilers. By the way, if you haven't seen Chapter 13, my bad for spoiling his name. He's the grab and go yogurt. So if you want to,
I don't know why you're dissing this little fella.
I'm dissing his name because it's dumb. If you want to jump ahead and not hear spoilers, I'll put a timestamp here. Anyway,
you know what name sounds dumb when
if
you
you
first
say
heard it
Captain
for?
Mao, I swear to God.
No, Yoda sounds like a dumb name too. He's become one of the most beloved characters in an entire franchise.
It does sound stupid, but you're so used to hearing it.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Any name sounds dumb. It's just noises you make with your mouth.
You know what I don't like?
What don't you
I don't
like,
like
son?
people who have
Fashion Star Wars?
who have been dissing
Star Wars?
on my boy Grogu. For
I'm not dissing on him.
No, you're not listening to me, fella. I'm talking about the people who are saying that he shouldn't have been eating the frog people eggs.
Yeah, what is that about? Jesus.
Nobody was
Either lifeline.
nobody was complaining when he was eating frogs.
Right.
But for some reason, when he's eating the frog lady eggs,
That was just funny.
people did not like that at all.
She's like, this is the last
and
of our
then
bloodline.
people have been dissing this little baby because they took him and saved him from the horrible slaughter from the evil, despicable, whiny Anakin Skywalker
You're
when he was
having an
turning
emo
to the
phase,
dark
bro.
side. When he killed all the younglings in the Jedi Temple, and they saved little Grogu. They said that he should have stayed there. He was just a little fella. What do you want, a baby to save everybody? That's not going to work. I hope that a whole bunch of other younglings were able to be saved and escaped. That we'll find out down the road. I don't expect a little baby to try to save the day and get slaughtered by this horrible, evil, whiny, petulant Anakin Skywalker.
He wasn't whiny at that point, though.
No, he wasn't whining anymore at that point.
not-
Oh yeah, he was. He was still whiny. He was a crybaby. He was a freaking crybaby. Yes, he was. He's throwing a tantrum.
He went
He was
to
just
emo,
throwing a tantrum.
screamo.
No.
Yeah.
He was yeah.
If you guys don't know, we're trying to make a conscious effort to limit the amount of cursing we do, and you just saw a dramatic example there.
Are we?
Yeah, well, you don't have to because you're little goody tissues. You never curse.
I have naughty words just fall out of my mouth all the time. I'm trying.
I literally, in the last podcast, I thought I only said the F word like 3 times, and I'm like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna block it out. You know, I'm gonna say F and then block it out, and then I was great. No, I said it way more than that, like too much to where I would have messed up
a long
everything.
time ago.
What?
Remember I counted how many F-bombs you threw down?
Yeah. Well, when you talk, I do this thing where I don't listen. So let's talk about Mandalorian. See? Yeah. Did it on purpose.
I'm not really two shoes, damn it.
So, Grogu.
Yeah.
But the big thing, the big reveal that we were waiting for was Rosario Dawson as, what's her name?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano. So, nobody here, T. Crawler a little bit, he could talk about it, but Weapon 2 and myself have not really watched the Clone Wars.
That is correct.
Despite hearing that it's really good.
To my detriment.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure I would like it.
Wish I had the proper attention span and time to watch all the things.
The problem is there's a lot of media
things.
we need to consume, and unfortunately, we all have jobs.
That's
I
on
wish we
Disney
did.
Plus.
So I know that a lot of people have a super emotional connection with that character. Apparently, she's badass. Apparently, she's Anakin's Padawan. Which that kind of stuff, I get it. They're making content for a show, but it always seems shoehorned in because you don't hear anything about that in the movies because you can't because whatever, the show came out after the fact. Whatever. Apparently, she's a super badass character. Have you seen anything from her in the show, T. Crawler?
Yeah, I mean, I can go back to when we did our Star Wars episode long way back when Dresden was here with us. Mm-hmm. We were talking about that, and it's kind of sad how it doesn't connect the animated series or anything with the movies because that's where you see Anakin as a general. That's when you see him doing his thing, and then you see Ahsoka as his Padawan. You see that he has a Padawan. You're like, oh shit, he has to figure out how to be a master and teach her and not do the stupid things that he used to do. Right. So it shows two things. It shows him learning, but it shows her and how she's kind of like Anakin when he started. She's like kind of hot-headed and she kind of does it, but she's pretty badass and she's pretty powerful. So and he knows this, and he's like, and she's pretty badass. I just think I know the Clone Wars is that animated movie that they had put out was really good to see her in, and then the series you get to see a lot of other stuff that she does. So it's I don't know, she's badass. I'm really excited to see what else they might do with that character in general. Like hopefully they do a series or put her in something. I don't know.
Yeah, so the weird thing is though, like the animated series is technically canon. Like it is actually canon. But it's weird because just obviously it's made after the movies came out, so like you watch the movies and there's no reference or anything to the character.
You see an absolute different Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
It's like it's two completely separate, different characters that are not even anywhere close to the same person, which to me is weird.
It's irritating. So I watched a pretty in-depth video by this dude called Cosmonaut Variety Hour. His channel is really good. I'll link to this specific video in the description, where he talks about how good the Clone Wars is, and specifically Anakin Skywalker, and how his character.
He's the one I always wanted in the movie.
Yeah, he's literally pissed because he's like, why the hell didn't we get this?
That's what I wanted in the movies. That's what I thought would have been great.
You root for him, you cheer for him, you understand him. He has his flaws,
which
but like
makes
you get everything.
Even more traumatic when he turns to the dark side.
Right.
If you had this attachment to this character that you respected and thought was so awesome, and then he turns to the dark side, then you're like, oh my God, there's a loss. That's horrible. I mean, when Anakin Skywalker, I said, oh, he's just now turning to the dark side? Wait, he seemed like he might have been on the dark side the whole time. He's a little baby. He's a little wimp.
That's the difference between good writing and poor writing, is what it is.
And it's cool because in that you see that Anakin you were talking about, pretty badass, but you also see Obi-Wan still trying to be his master, but at the same time Yoda holds him back. Like he needs to learn, he needs to do this, and like
they're always growing, they're always learning, no matter what level
one
they're
of the
at, right?
challenges that Yoda says Anakin's gonna have is when she gets to the point where she needs to move on, and him letting that happen. So
that's been my experience as a Jedi. So
yeah,
well, see, and that's the thing is the other thing that I heard the show does really well is the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, because in the movie we're supposed to believe that they're like best friends all of a sudden, which you don't get at all. And at the end, he's like, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And like, when the hell did that happen? Because I don't remember any of that.
We must have missed some stuff.
Yeah, but in the show, apparently, and the guy who does these videos was referencing scenes specifically, and every time he would like talk about something, I was like, "Well, I want to see. That sounds amazing. Like that sounds great. Why was that not in the movie? Because holy crap! Because then their fight would have actually meant something. Because the problem with that fight at the end of that movie is, we know how it's going to end.
Right.
So that's the inherent like hurdle that they have to face going into it. So how do you make that matter all of a sudden when we know the ending is you got to make us care about the characters and the story that's in front of us, and so where we don't think about
make something unexpected happen.
We can't think about it logically because we know where this has to end, so we have to be emotionally invested in it.
You got to bring the feels in, man.
So then if there's no feels, you're just watching it just like, oh, okay, well this is
you got to care, man.
flippy
care about this stuff.
lightsaber. That's fine, but that's why nobody gave a shit.
Right.
Flippity flip.
Hey, you know what else I learned from watching that most recent episode of The Mandalorian?
What'd you learn?
Beskar Steel is impervious to lightsabers.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. So
wow.
I also like that we saw white lightsabers, which I guess was her thing in the show.
Yeah, okay.
So now we've seen dark saber and the white lightsabers, all from the Clone Wars, or excuse me. Yeah, Clone Wars. Nailed it. First try. Which is great. So I like one thing that I like that like in the video games and in the extended universe, which isn't canon anymore, the different color lightsabers and how they represent different things. And the movies, that's just really not a thing. But I like seeing different color lightsabers. And yeah, when the Beskar Steel deflected I was literally a jaw on the floor moment. I was like,
what? That was the same way. I was saying the same things. It was amazing. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
But it makes I feel like that works because several times throughout the course of this series, there have been people that Mando meets and then they go to betray him immediately just to get that armor from him. Yeah. And now he's like, well, shit, if it could stop a lightsaber, that to me upped its value exponentially.
It's the best armor in the galaxy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, again, I don't know anything about the character. I've never watched the show, but what I heard, some of the criticisms is that it didn't sound like her, which no duh, it's a different actress.
Voice? Yes. Yeah.
And that it didn't quite look like her. I saw images and video of the character. To me, as far as adapting a
Live
super
action
over the
to
top
an
cartoon
animation,
character,
yes.
I thought it looked perfectly
Right.
fine.
So did I.
Yeah.
But you know how people are.
I get it,
picky.
but I
Weird,
get,
man.
and not even like, oh, it just looks like a good cosplay. I was like, no, it looks about as good as I feel like you could have translated that character, because the character looks a little dorky. Like, who cares? But
What you
looks
should
good.
have done
Yeah.
was just animate this character in the live action thing, because then they would have been happy. Just have an animated
Well,
character.
and then the
in
biggest,
there.
and then I heard, well, they should have like had the voice actors come in and dub Rosario Dawson's lines. I'm like, you're not gonna pay Rosario Dawson and then dub her lines.
God.
You know what? How about we just live in the real world, people?
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, the dumbest criticism was that her hair was shorter. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's come on, man. I don't know what people are thinking about. You enjoy stuff. Be
But
happy.
I thought, so from not knowing much about the character, I thought she was pretty badass.
Yeah,
she was
I mean,
cool.
if they would have came in and she was like lame in this program, I would have been, oh yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But that was not the case.
Right.
I thought it was good.
My only criticism of the episode, and it's not even really a criticism, because okay, Rosario Dawson's coming on to guest star in an episode, right? So she
Yeah.
can't just hang around. So they bring Gogurt to her to sideways, like fucking she'll train him, right?
Grogu,
And
yeah.
so they test his powers. I really loved the connection between him and Mando. Like, she was like, he's bonded to you, whatever, and so like that was really great. But then all of a sudden she's like, well, I can't train him, and you're like, why? Well, because he's too attached to you. And it's like, God, freaking Jedi always got to find some reason.
They're always trying
as
to find a reason not to
why-
train people.
I was like, are you guys
I
just
can't do it.
lazy? Like, what's the deal?
I can't do it.
But
He's too old.
here's
He's
what-
too young.
here's what-
he's,
he's
you know,
too
he's
scourged.
not committed.
Yeah.
He's got the wrong color hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
His hair's too long. His hair's too short. I don't know. You know.
But here's what cracks me up the most.
His hair looked long in the animation, but it doesn't look long enough in the live action.
You are being ridiculous right now.
Oh, okay.
Here's what cracked me up the most, though, and this is talking about just being ridiculous. She's like, I can't train him because he's too attached to you. And he's like, well, what the hell do I do now? She's like, well, go to this other planet, because this is a giant video game story. Go to
We'll
this
have
other
to start
planet.
treating him, treating him badly, so
right.
he doesn't like you anymore.
Just
And
rough him
then I
up,
will
rough
be able
him
to
up a
train
little.
him.
Tell him
Yeah.
to make you a sandwich. I'm definitely
I
cutting that
don't
part
like
out.
you.
So no, she's like, go to this random ass Jedi planet, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. She's
So
like,
they can also reject you.
yeah, that's
Yes.
it's like, set this beacon, call some
Go
Jedi,
find another
and it's like,
Jedi.
they're gonna say the same thing
Yeah.
you did.
What's
probably.
changed? What's changed?
Yeah.
Do we got we got the same issue still? Okay, so you're not gonna okay, I'm just wasting.
You know
time.
what's gonna happen? He left, and then she's walking away. She's like, "Oh, damn! I forgot to tell him to beat the freaking Gogurt out of him, because that's gonna make him
Yeah.
not like him." So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my only real thing, Robert. But again, she's not gonna stick around because she's a big Hollywood actress, right? They probably got her for an episode, so she can't stay around. So they have to find some reason for him to leave, right? Or for them to leave and get away from her. So sure, it makes sense. Like, what other reason are you gonna come up with? Whatever. So that's why it's a nitpick. It didn't ruin anything for me. I'm not mad about it, but it's like whatever. But that said, as much as there are internet trolls that didn't like her portrayal of the character, lots of people really did. So there have been a lot of conversations I've seen online, or by conversations I mean articles, about people wanting her to get her own spin-off series on the HBO,
I've been hearing the same thing.
on the Disney Pluses.
I just think people need to start enjoying things and looking for the good in things instead of trying to look for all the bad things and things to complain about. Because if you look for the things to complain about and nitpick, you can do it all day long for everything.
Right.
But if you look for the things that people, hey, this is good. This is a good story. This is I'm enjoying this. What people need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so like I'll enjoy things, but if there are things that bothered me or whatever, like I'll point them out and I'll say them. But most of the time, they don't ruin it for me if I enjoyed it. I'll still point out the good and what I loved about it.
You
right?
think with what's going on in the world, people would just enjoy things more because we're getting less out there. Like,
but-
there's less things to enjoy, so just enjoy it.
There's a very vocal minority on the internet that just like to point out and be negative and be like, "Oh, this sucks because of reasons," and no matter how good it is, they won't like it. But anyway. I thought it was cool. If she got a spin-off series, that'd be great. The final fight between her and the main boss lady, when she had the Bashkar steel spear. Is that what it was?
Yeah, which she actually cut in half with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. No, that whole fight was a little slow in terms of choreography, which is fine, but it was cool. Like, everything they did was cool. Everything they did looked great.
It was all like olden days
Old school-
samurai
I was gonna say-
Japanese
dude,
type
I was gonna
thing.
say,
That's
it-
like a
it had like an
samurai
old
Japanese
school
battle.
Kung fu feel.
Yes.
They do like 3 moves.
I like
circle.
that.
Like no, I feel like.
And then you had the gunfight,
Yeah.
the Wild
it
West
totally
gunfight.
was going for that. So narratively, it worked, and I think that was their workaround. Not being able to probably visually do some crazy over the top fight, and like that's fine. This totally worked.
Yeah.
You could tell they spent a lot of money on this episode, which is good because like she looked great. Everything looked good. The only thing that kind of looked a little green screeny was when she was running around the rooftops in that one specific scene. But other than that, but even that didn't look bad. You know what I mean? And this is the same thing in the first episode when they're riding the speeder bikes. That looked a little green screeny, but it didn't look bad. It's just like everything else looks really, really, really good because you could definitely see where they're spending their money,
right?
And you can definitely see they've got a bigger budget than last season. So,
right.
But as a whole, though, I feel like I thought it was a good episode. It was a really good episode. And I don't know why people are harping on it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've liked every single episode this season.
Yeah.
There's not an episode that, I mean, the first season there was like a couple I go, oh, that's kind of slow, or that seemed like we've taken a really more drastic detour than we do with the whole formula of, hey, I've got to get this child to where they're going. Can you help me? Yes, but I need you to do this thing for me. Yeah. Oh, okay. It should be pretty easy, right? Oh yeah, there shouldn't be any problems. And then there's problems.
Of course.
But that's and then in the middle of that, Grogu is making little baby sounds and eating things. So I mean that's the formula. And so, but in the first season, it seemed like there was maybe some wider detours. In this one, it seemed like, I mean, there's still that formula over and over again.
There's been one filler episode, I felt like.
Okay, which one was that one?
And it wasn't even bad, but it was episode 2 or 3. It's the one where he takes where he's escorting the frog lady and they go to the snow planet.
Yes.
And there's the spiders and all that. And like that wasn't bad. It wasn't not entertaining, but it was totally an NPC escort mission. And like if you skip that,
right,
you don't lose anything.
Right.
Really.
Exactly. No, I completely.
But it's still watchable.
I think what they wanted to do was just throw in something where they went to a planet and got attacked by spider monsters.
So two things.
You see those X-wing fighters.
So So 2 things. One, the X-wings.
Right.
When they're flying alongside of them and they go switch to a different comm and then it gets quiet and then their wings just open.
Uh-huh.
That was
nerded the fuck out.
We got
That's
trouble.
my one F-bomb.
Yeah.
Nerded. I lost it. That was great. Also, I don't know if this was a direct homage to Firefly, but everybody I've talked to thinks that it is. When he tries to evade them and is flying around that fucking the ice planet and they're like following him and he gets like shot down, lands in the cave and all that. That is a direct sequence from a Firefly episode. Like that entire thing looks like it's fans of that show paying homage, which that's what this show is. It's paying homage not just to old school Star Wars, but wow, I hit puberty in that line. Star Wars. I was so excited. I got a prom. Anyway. But so to all kinds of sci-fi and fandoms, like there's little like bits and pieces of things all over the place, right?
It's the same. It's a space western, like the Firefly was, right? Mm-hmm. So why not?
Yeah, I definitely, cool. I think that was definitely intentional.
And I'm glad I finally watched it because I noticed that too.
About time.
When that scene happened, I noticed that too. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but as a whole, really good. I wish Gina Carano was in it more, or will come back because I like her character. She's been pretty cool. She was cool in the first episode or the first season. I mean, the celebrity cameos are ridiculous this season too.
Yeah,
like Timothy Oliphant. Are you freaking kidding me?
Right.
Yeah. It's good, man.
I like how this podcast turned into like a mid-season review for The Mandalorian.
There we go. We did it. We did it
again.
Mid-season review for The Mandalorian.
We do things so much so well. We don't even know that we're doing them. Mm-hmm. Good times. All right, cool kids. Anything else we want to throw out there?
I think that's it on that topic.
Mm-hmm. That is it.
Yeah.
So, Christmas is around the corner, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's happening.
Yes, it is.
So
we're in the holiday season.
There's been some interesting interpretations and renditions of Mr. Kris Kringle, haven't there been?
Yes, there has. There has. He's been in lots of for all of the decades. He's always been in a lot of comic books. I remember he used to show up with Superman a lot, and it was always some evildoer is keeping Santa Claus from delivering presents, so Superman has to help save the day, and it always ended in, for whatever reason, the sleigh can't fly, so Superman had to fly the sleigh.
I mean, if there's gonna be a
Santa
problem,
Claus. And it was like, again, here we go, Superman.
I'm surprised there's not like a Rudolph is sick, so Superman has to lead the sleigh with his eyes shining so bright.
I think you gave an idea.
Superman with your eyes so bright, will you fly my sleigh tonight? Although that would look evil as shit. Just red-eyed Superman flying to freaking houses.
Yes.
Have you been naughty because you're about to die?
Those reindeer. But also Santa Claus in a lot of both DC and Marvel has had varying degrees of superpowers and toughness, and a lot of times he's not even a good guy.
Weapon 2, I feel like as our resident Marvel expert, you might be able to shed some light into this, can't you?
Well, I can, and I even have some stuff on a piece of paper.
You're old school. You are so old school. He's so old school, I couldn't even Venmo him earlier.
Because I didn't want to leave anything
I wanted
out.
to Venmo him for some pizza, and he's like, I don't know how that works.
I don't know about your Bitcoin or
he's
cyber
he's like, it's all Bitcoin to me. I was like, what are you talking about?
Fake to me. I deal in gold, coinage, and occasional paper currency. Yes.
And silver. You take the silver.
Yes. I like to go gold and diamonds. That's what I usually do my transactions. So about Santa, the thing is, folks, in the Marvel universe, Cerebro detected at one point the most powerful mutant ever registered. Did you hear what I had to say? The most powerful mutant ever registered.
Omega level? Beyond Omega level?
At least Omega and beyond level. Guess who that was? I'm going to give you one guess.
Legion. Franklin Richards.
No.
Jean Grey.
No.
That was like 3 guesses. I'm sorry.
Yes, it was Santa Claus. Yes, it was Santa Claus.
I think if I would have thought about it, I think I would have got that, given the topic and all.
His amazing
I got excited.
power levels and powers, some of them you probably never even thought of. One of them is his longevity. He's immortal. He has been around forever, and he's still going. There's no sign of his career ending, so he can last debatably forever.
So no retirement plan?
No retirement
plan. 401k?
He is always going to be doing the Christmas biz.
Forever.
Yeah.
That sounds rough.
Some of his other powers are spatial manipulation. He can fit through anything. He finds his way into houses that don't have chimneys, bro.
Right.
He has to fit through something. He can change his size and mass and fit through anything. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Just stop it. Just stop.
I'm not even.
He's serious.
I don't even want to know what you're thinking.
He's serious right
Keep going. Just keep going.
He's got the power of levitation.
All right. That's a
The
good
dude can get over in through anything. He can levitate. He can do all kinds of stuff like that.
Why does he need reindeer?
What were you saying, bro?
Dude, stop it. Stop it.
Oh.
I'm like, why does he need to change his shape and size to get into houses? He can probably just teleport in there. If he's this powerful.
No, that's true.
Because T. Crowley's over here like, why does he need reindeer then?
If we can levitate, but never go keep.
Don't ask, dude. If the second you question any of this, it's not going to make any sense. And I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about everything we love.
At least at least I'm having wholesome thoughts when
that's fine. You accept Gogurt, but like this is what's bothering you.
Gogurt's fine.
All right.
You know, can I mention
Yes, you can finish.
mention something to you there, T. Crawler?
Sure.
I mean,
You're going
can
to
you?
anyway. So
I mean,
good.
I'm going to ask you this. I'm not going to assume anything. I mean, can you run?
Yeah, I can
and
run.
walk?
Yeah.
Why do you drive a car? Why drive a car?
Good
you
point.
You can run and walk. That gets you wherever you need to go. Why would you need a car? Well, you know what? Maybe I just don't feel like driving and walking everywhere I go. How about that?
Doesn't take energy to
That's what
drive a
Santa
car.
Claus says. And he's got magical powers. He's got magical reindeer. Why would you have magical reindeer and not take full advantage of
started
that
something.
as another option?
Hang on.
You know, good points. Good point.
Thank you.
Thank
Crowley,
you. It's a very
T.
good
Crowley.
point. Huh.
Would you like a napkin? Because you just got served.
Oh my god. You're stupid.
Would you like to
No,
hear
it's
some
very
other
good.
superpowers?
Yes, please. That was a very good point. Okay, let's.
I believe you have won this argument, Weapon 2.
He can alter his appearance and the appearance of others. He can. Santa Claus can appear much like Galactus to each different planet, their own people. He can appear to each race of people
as something they would understand.
as somebody who's similar to them. That's how Santa Claus presents himself. He can alter matter on a molecular level.
Oh, that's some.
He sure can. He can transform people into inanimate objects. In fact, one time in a Marvel comic book, when he was involved in a altercation between the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and the X-Men, he turned the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, all of them, into toys. And then he transported the X-Men far away because he has all that power. Isn't that amazing, folks?
It sure is Weapon 2.
Okay.
I was thinking about the sword I just ordered. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Could you try, at least for this time period, could you focus?
I got it.
Could you focus on the podcast?
I'm back. I'm back.
We all know, we've heard plenty about your sword tonight.
I'm so excited.
So we already talked about his teleportation, but he can teleport himself and others over long distances.
It sounds like he's freaking a god.
Yeah,
pretty much.
He has like everybody's powers.
I would say that Santa Claus could take on Superman. What do you think about that?
How dare you? Kal-El somewhere.
Yes.
Got punched in the face and he doesn't know why.
Santa Claus can take on Superman.
He's driving a train right now. It's just like,
what the fuck?
He's got mental telepathy and he's all-knowing.
All right.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. And he can cause people to forget ever seeing him. Hey, some kids come down while he's eating. Not only does
well, that got dark real quick. What?
Not only what?
What? He can make people forget?
Yes, he can.
Make little kids forget.
Right. Here's the deal, bro. Not only does he visit every single house on the planet, he eats cookies and milk in every single house on the planet.
That's true.
And what happens if a kid wanders down because they're so excited about Christmas and they see Santa Claus? He erases their memory.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. So if I'm Santa Claus and I have the memory erasing ability, would you not? Because I presume you could do that however you want because he's freaking a god. So I would use the little stick thing from Men in Black. Put some sunglasses on and be like, sorry. That's how I would do it if I got to choose.
He can.
Hey, Kay, you ever flash your thing at me? I ain't playing with you, Kay. Have you ever flashed your thing at me?
Oh,
Aren't you worrying about long-term damage?
Yeah.
Little? No. You sure?
Yeah.
No. Never heard it before. What do you mean I never heard it before?
Yeah.
I love that movie. Sorry.
Weather control and manipulation on a global scale. What do you think about that?
Weather
I'm going to keep this going.
Seriously?
In case you can't tell, I'm just keeping this thing rolling.
Dude,
are you just making shit up? Or are you actually reading from a list?
No, this is a list of his powers, and I attributed them.
You were
to,
like rattling off like every X-Men's power ever.
He has every power.
Sorry, pal. What I'm doing
Hashtag
is
sorry, not sorry. He hit me with the
I am
pal.
listing all of Santa Claus's powers. If that seems like it's a lot, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying overkill, but damn.
He can virtually stop time, or get this, maybe the transverse is that he's in the Speed Force because he's that fast. Because I'm telling you what, you tell me, can the Flash visit every single house on the planet? Not run around the Earth, because we know he can run around the Earth. I'm saying go into and deliver presents into or a lump of coal into every house on the planet.
Within 24 hours, yes.
Within a minute, yes. Like he could.
The Flash could?
Yes. 24 hours would be easy for the Flash.
25, like 30 seconds he could do that.
I'm not buying it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Look here, pal.
Look, brah.
How's he going to get in there? How's he going to get in there without the
he
extra
phases
power?
through walls.
Okay, I guess you're right. All right. He has gravity manipulation.
Well, Flash can't do that.
Yeah.
He can run up walls.
I'm just saying.
Right.
He has a complete invulnerability to fire and extreme heat and cold.
I mean, of course, at this point.
Well, no,
Say of course, because
he goes. They can have a fire.
Gotta have that
In the cold, in the winter, you got fires going on in the fireplaces, and he comes right down.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. His magic sack is a.
Why did you pause?
Because I thought it would be funny.
You were correct. Damn.
Is a tesseract serving as a portal to another dimension where enough toys are stored for the entire world.
Oh, that got funny real quick.
What do you think about that?
Why do you keep asking me what I think about it?
I'm just wondering, man.
It's impressive. It's all impressive.
I'm just wanting to make sure you're still with us and
not
not thinking
paying
about your
attention.
sword again.
Well, now I am.
I was gonna say I'll make sure my kids watch this episode about Santa Claus, because then it explains all the little things that they ask, like what about the fire, blah blah. Until he said his magic sack.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
He can lift any weight necessary to complete his duties. We know he can lift at least 2 tons, but we don't know what the limit to his strength.
As far as the Marvel
is.
Universe goes, 2 tons isn't that much.
I know, but what we're saying is that we know he can lift that much. He can lift whatever it takes to get the job done.
Gotcha.
All righty.
Can he... I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Can he make the PS5 and Xbox Series X not overheat? Can he make working versions of those so people aren't pissed off?
No, that's not his job. It's not his job. He does.
Yeah.
That's the video game business's job to do that.
All right. Well, they messed up.
Yeah. So, he's also, this is the last one. This is the last one on the list, everybody. He's very, very powerful in the art of magic. Okay. He has all these Christmas magic. He's got magic reindeers. There's a whole bunch of magic going on around the Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about all that?
The Santa Claus.
He's pretty powerful dude.
Santa Nicholas.
And he can beat up Superman.
Ooh. Yeah, probably. Batman can beat up Superman.
with all
He's
those
kind of a
powers, he can
punk.
beat up
He's kind of a
everybody.
punk.
I mean, Santa can beat up everybody with those powers, man.
Batman
He
beat him
doesn't.
up.
Superman doesn't let Batman do shit. Can't wait to get
How
Kala
would
back.
Batman plan against Santa Claus? Santa Claus seems like he has every power. Like
He does seem like he has every power. I'm going to tell you what he's going to
what about
do.
his weaknesses?
Yeah, what are his
that?
weaknesses? Does he have any?
What about that, pal?
Yeah.
You know what his weakness always is in all the movies, folks?
Oh, yeah.
It's in every movie. It's
That's
when
right.
people stop believing.
believing.
You gotta believe. The more you believe in Santa Claus, the more powerful he is.
That's right.
But he always has a meter or some type of a gauge that is saying when people are not believing.
So he's going to come at Batman. Batman's going to be like, lol, you aren't real, bro. And it's like, walk away. And then
That's
bam.
only one.
No, that's just.
But
that's
if
just like a
Batman
punch or
could
something.
convince
It's
a
not like-
bunch of people to stop believing, there you go.
Well, that's a common theme in all kinds of urban fantasy and stuff, that belief gives things power. So
Right.
kind of like in my favorite book series, The Dresden Files, Santa Claus is a character in that also. They call him Kringle, and he's a member of the Winter Fae courts. But like many of the ancient characters in this world, he has many, many, many different names, many different forms he's taken over the millennia, one of which being Odin.
That is
the
correct.
king of the Aesir. He's one of Odin's many, many forms. And the way they depict him in the book also is like this badass, like warrior freaking Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome. Now, I didn't do as much research and have a list of freaking ungodly superpowers to list off, but he's Odin. I feel like that's good enough.
Right.
He is a god. So,
Yeah.
but Marvel, I'm not going to lie, Marvel Santa Claus seems a little OP, just saying.
And
Yeah, a little bit.
if you go back and look at a lot of comic books, because I looked at a bunch of comic book renditions of Santa Claus. Some of them are pretty cool and fun. I think one of them he fights like Lobo or somebody.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, and in some of them he's like a pretty badass cigar smoking. He's been in a lot of Howard the Duck.
I
comic
could
books,
totally see that.
And you know what he did one time? He sold the Christmas brand to Hydra. Because I can't remember why, but he decided that was a good deal. And then they had to convince him how that was not a good idea. And somehow they got out of the contract. But it was pretty funny.
I guess people stopped believing. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to sell this.
You know what
one.
happened in another comic book?
I bet you're going to tell me.
I'm going to tell you. He for whatever reason, something happened with the sleigh and the reindeer, and he needed help getting powers to deliver all the presents. So they let him use the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh my god.
And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. That's Santa Claus." But when he got it on, it's like the ring in the Lord of the Rings. He started like going thinking bad thoughts and getting power drunk. And they had to, and so then all the Avengers and I think maybe I don't know if the X-Men were involved, but had to fight him because he started getting drunk with power. And I think solved the problem was I think Namor hit him with a snowball. got some. Broke him out of his trance, and they talked some sense into him. So there's a lot of stories with Santa Claus in all these comic books.
Oh man!
Hey Marvel, can we get that movie? I want to see that shit like right now.
You introduce Namor by him throwing a snowball at Santa Claus.
I want to see Nemo in a freaking Speedo hit Santa Claus with a snowball. That's what I want to see. Because why not? Well, damn. All right. That was some interesting Christmas-timey information about Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Hey, thanks.
You tell good stories.
I don't know.
You're a good storyteller.
I just do the best.
It's almost like we should come up with like a funny way to get you to tell cool stories.
Oh, you know what?
Are we?
We are, man.
I think
tell the folks. It's a good time to tell the folks.
I feel like friend of the show Zod is going to be proud of my segue abilities in this episode because
Nice.
I
Good work.
freaking nailed it. Nailed it, because you know what? You know what is going to be delivered to Captain Miles' lair.
But was the book better than the movie? That's what I need to know. In the book.
And the book. Everyone drink in the book.
Yeah.
So, we have talked many times about the Patreons. As you guys know, there are 3 levels to which you guys can help support this channel. And we have recently pulled the Patreon money, and I have ordered some stuff that we've been talking about for a while. One of which being the green screen. I finally ordered it. It's on its way. Shall be here in about a week, according to the Amazons.
Exciting.
And with that, we are going to start filming really, really funny skits. We have a few ideas already of things we're going to do.
Yes.
That should be interesting and test my editing skills, and I'm genuinely excited for this. Also, on top of that, it actually arrived today. I got a notification as we were filming this that the first lapel mic showed up.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to go home. I'm going to test that bad boy. I'm excited. So there's many different video types that we have been talking about doing, and we're finally pulling the trigger on it because you know what, kids? It's a lot of research. There's lots of products out there. We wanted to make sure that we got something good that was within our budget. And yeah, so genuinely excited. Some really exciting times coming for TWG in that regard. On top of that, Weapon 2, what else is going on?
Well, folks, we've got the Instagram going again. Starting to do some posting there.
Away.
If you're not,
I love those.
If you're not following us on Instagram, do it. We're doing some original memes from the Meme Factory, putting that all out. We're still, of course, posting all kinds of stuff on the Facebook. Geez, what else? We still got our the world's greatest.net website. I feel like we've kind of got our second wind. We kind of went through a time where the world was topsy-turvy. There was some obstacles in everybody's way, including ours. Yeah. We kind of had to sit back and regroup
and catch our breath.
And then I had to move. that's been a personal challenge
what's
for
the
me.
lair called this week?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, the lair.
Yeah, did you not think of a different name?
Oh, there's always one on the back burner. This week we are at the Hall of Serenity, introspection and self-reflection.
Okay, so the world's greatest hall
of serenity,
introspection and self-reflection. I like this one because if you practice it enough, you can get really quick at it. The world's greatest hall of serenity, introspection, and self-reflection.
There we go.
That does not flow off the tongue. So you need to make these more rhymey.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I mean,
you know what? Just do you.
I didn't even have this one chambered. I did
you just pulled that one out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
There we go. So, what else? What else are we doing?
Logos. New logos are coming out. You're drawing some stuff.
Oh yes. Now that we're kind of settling in, I'm going to finally get the color on the new logo.
So excited. And
then we're going to start getting that out there. We got another logo. Should we put an ad for the swords?
I mean, I have accidentally been plugging that this whole podcast.
Oh, okay.
It was not on purpose. I'm just excited.
So we're starting another kind of channel.
Want to be under the same banner, but just
It's kind of all. I mean, aren't we all the same group? All of us?
No.
Okay. Anyways, the new one is going to be about swords and pointy, stabby, sharpie, cutty things. So we're gonna have all kinds of bladed, edged weaponry, and we're gonna be cutting things and talking about swords. Now, there's a couple people who love to talk about nothing but swords, and one of them is this guy, and the other one is H. Dresden.
He's referring to me and H. Dresden. So we all kind of like swords. We all, and like weapons like that, we all think they're fun, right? Yeah. But H. Dresden and I are kind of really nerdy into it. And so we are going to start reviewing and posting videos where we review, talk about, test out different types of swords and weapons like that. But on top of that, we're also just going to be talking about like ancient tactics and ancient military warfare, armor. That we're gonna make it a discussional channel too. Like we will do actual reviews for the bulk of it, but H. Dresden wants to make it really more conversational and interactive and all that kind of stuff also, which could be a lot of fun on top of that. So we are going to start doing that, which is part of the reason we were ordering the lav mics also, so that way we could be mic'd up while we talk about these things. H. Dresden has built us a stand that could be easily broke down and transported in order to cut all the things. I have shared a video or two on the channel of me just messing around with swords, but I have plenty of back footage of Weapon 2 and several others, including Hailstorms. I have her swinging your big old Danish war axe, having a good time. And if you've ever messed around with that kind of stuff, it's stupid fun. But we're gonna nerd out about it pretty hard, and it's just one more avenue, one more little nerdy thing that we like. And if that attracts other people with like-mindedness as moths to the flame to check out the rest of our channel, then that's great. We're just trying to branch out. On top of that, with the green screen and other stuff, like I said, we're going to film other kind of different kinds of skits. So the new things that we ordered are really going to help our channel branch out into different directions and make different types of videos, shorter videos like we've talked about. So exciting times are happening at TWG right now. So
right, super exciting.
And we still want to give you free stuff.
Oh yes we do, folks.
Right.
Yes we do. Buckle up.
The whole point of that was you're also drawing a separate logo depicting us as various warriors throughout history.
We're going to have another logo.
That'll probably be on a shirt also.
With the swordsy, axey, sharpie, pointy.
I am going to be a Roman legionary.
Yes.
You are going to be
a Viking.
And H. Dresden is going to be a Vandal.
Yes. Cool.
Good times. I can't wait for that. All right. So the contest.
All right. We are on our way to getting 300 subscribers. And
TWJ.
What we hope you do, I hope you enjoy all the new content we're going to be putting out. I hope you enjoy all the content that's already there. And I hope you like getting free things, free cool things, because have I got a deal for you, folks? Here we go.
All right.
We are going to be giving you some free stuff.
I want to play the theme to The Press is Right now. Let's play it in my head.
Got a big long mic with a thing. Let me tell you what I have here. All you have to do is something that I would hope that you would do anyways, and that's subscribe to our channel. We'd like for you to comment in the section your name or in the comments so we know who you are, because what we want to do is when we get to 300, like we've done at 100, like we've done at 200, we're going to give a box of fabulous prizes, Bob. And so we're going to if you put your name there, then we know who you are, because we're going to draw the people at random. Everybody who's ever subscribed, who's a subscriber, who's since the beginning, is always in every single giveaway. And when we pick you out at random, we want to then find out who you are, so we and what some address we can mail this to, and what kind of characters you like, because I'm going to do an original drawing for you of the characters, doing whatever you want, I mean within reason. And so for you, it's personal original drawing, and we are going to send you a TWG logo t-shirt, much like this one.
Go-gurt's in my way.
But we'll need to Grogu. And so what we'll need to do is know your size, what size you want, because we want you to have the size that you're comfortable in, that fits you perfectly. And so we also, once we know what characters you're in, we're going to send you probably a Funko Pop, some other toys or something, some comic books, whatever we can decide to put into the box to say thank you for being in the world's greatest organization, the world's greatest news and reviews. Let me tell you, folks, this is what I'm talking about. So
That's what I'm talking about.
Well done, sir. I think you pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was well done. T. Crawler, what you got? Any closing thoughts?
No, she just covered a bunch of stuff, which
He went to full game show
He did.
game show host mode there,
is
didn't
it
he?
Bob?
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening. Lots of cool things coming down the line. Contests. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, so that way you can enter yourself in the contest like Weapons Who said. We just want to give you free stuff. That's all we want to do. I mean, we also want the channel to grow and, for being totally honest, to win the lottery. But hey, let's start with the little things we can control.
That's right.
Which is you liking and subscribing. All right.
Yeah.
Weapons Who, anything else?
no, this is great. This has been
Crawler?
fantastic. We did it
Good.
again, folks.
Yes.
31.
We did it again.
31 or 32?
32.
32 in the books. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this episode of the world's greatest news and reviews. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.
Peace.